Welcome to DesignLab. This is Philip Lund. I'm going to take you over an introduction of the software just to kick you off and get you going. When you first open DesignLab, this is what you're going to see, and it's always a good idea to create a new project. So if you start over in My Projects, just click on the plus button and create a project. I already just created one here. It's called Introduction to DesignLab. Then it keeps it in your own space and keeps you organized. Also over here, you've got a tab for My Models and a tab for Status, which is generation status, so that gives you an idea of what's going on in the queue. We're going to start off with Refine. You've got Create, Refine, Enhance, and Scene. We'll get to these other things later. We're going to start with Refine. And in Refine, we have a sketch brush tool. We've got the Lasso, SceneShift, MixImages, StyleDrive, Upscale, Erase, full screen, download an image, upload an image. So we're going to focus today. We're going to start off with StyleDrive. StyleDrive is a super simple tool. You grab an image, let's grab a sketch, and then some image to drive the style of that sketch, whatever that might be. It can be anything that, any sort of nice marketing image or any other image you like to drive the style of that picture. So I'm just going to pick one at random, and then you hit generate. While the image is generating, it'll appear over in this queue over here. Well, as soon as it appears, it'll be over here on the right. Once it started to generate here, you can actually grab another image and drop a second one in there and add it to the queue. And you can keep adding these to the queue. Makes it very simple. You don't have to do any other settings, no prompt, no model for generation, just ignore that for now. Here's the first image replied. Okay, looks pretty good. Now you can see it's appearing in the list over here. And it'll say StyleDrive 1, StyleDrive 2 for these images. Here's the second one. Okay, very good. So let's try another image this time. Let's grab a I don't know, an alias. Try this one. So StyleDrive works on image to image, sketch to image, CAD model to image, works on everything. Makes it very easy to apply the style of one image to another. Very fast, very simple. So maybe you just click the eraser and you can just erase this bit here, for instance, if it's not coming out quite right. And maybe make the brush a little bigger. Maybe we'll try and take out some of this stuff in the back right here. Like so. So you can take out small areas or large ones. It's really a nice, useful tool to clean up. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, and if you've got an area on the car that needs to be fixed, you can do the same thing here, you know, just erase this area which doesn't look quite right there. You don't have to be very accurate. It seems to get it right most of the time. And you can always undo as you step back through the image. There you go. Kind of filled it in. Okay, so that's that tool. That's erase. So now we're going to go to SceneShift. So now you've got, let's take one here for SceneShift. So what SceneShift does is it changes the background based on a prompt or on an image. So if you have no image and you just have a prompt, in here we have a photo of a car in a studio environment, blue glow behind. So let's just start off with that. StyleDrive has a tendency to modify the shape of the car a little bit, whereas SceneShift has been tuned to not change the shape, so it should preserve the image that is there, although the color can potentially change, sometimes very little, sometimes a lot. We're working on color. We expect to have that fixed pretty soon. But it's a super useful tool for making new images. You can see you can just use a prompt. You can get a simple prompt. It can just be, you know, car on PCH at sunset. like so. And it'll take this image again and generate a new image here. Or if you've got the style of another image that you like, you can have a very basic prompt up here, just like car, and use a StyleDrive image like so. Drop that in there like that. You can also get very complex on the prompts. I can grab a kind of a bit more of a sophisticated prompt here and then use 0 on the influence for this. That one got a little crazy, it looks like. So it looks like it added something else in there. There you go, that looks nice. And again, I've got a couple other prompts. How about this one is a Versace store. And then try another one here. I can send over these prompts as well. So you can get many varied results from this very quickly. Again, it doesn't have to be a car. It could be a feeling, perhaps a shark, for instance. This allows you to visualize your car in many different environments, even from a sketch. So you can start off very early, getting a good feeling of what it might look like on the road and finished. Let's try using a sketch of a shoe. Just call it car. You can be very creative with any of these things. You can't do it any harm, so just try out lots of things. Each time an image is generated, it shows what has happened here, SceneShift, eraser. And in fact, if you double click on one of these images, you'll see the metadata that goes along with it. It shows you what the control image was, what the influence image, and then some other information about the image. So far we've done all these pictures here and quite a variety of backgrounds, keeping the car like you would expect. And you can get some really cool cool scenes. I've got a prompt here it's a Van Gogh prompt, which is kind of nice right here. It doesn't have to be a sketch, obviously. It can be a production vehicle as well. Let's say you've got one that's on a black background, like so, and you want to make it like it's, you know, a much more dramatic photo. You can do that too. There's the Van Gogh. Images. So mixing images allows you to take two images, two pictures, and mix them together. So let's say you've got a Cybertruck and a, I don't know, sketch. Let's see what happens here. And you can just move these percentage over and click go, put them in a stack. You see when you have them in the list in your task status, you'll see them in the queue right here. You never know what you're going to get, so it's really fun to be creative, try lots of different things. Maybe something captures your eye. So that's mixing images. And it can be two models, two very similar things, two very, very different things. It's just an interesting way to blend two different things together and try get a, you never know what you're going to get, because you can take this now and go to SceneShift and drop it into, PCH at sunset again. So you can move from StyleDrive to background removal, which is the SceneShift, to So let's take a look at the next tool, which is the Lasso tool. I'm going to go ahead and click up here, upload a new image, one that I just grabbed from the internet here. Here you go. Okay, and then I'm going to take my lasso and I'm just going to make a sort of easy line right around here, outlining the area that I'm okay with changing, and then we're going to keep the rest of it as is. Okay, so then once you've selected your area, you just hit generate. And there's lots of things you can do to influence the output of this. It's going to just make a variation. This is a great way to have a look at facelift possibilities. So that's the first one. And if you change the base model that we have here, and we'll talk about models in a second. So models are where you've tuned the base AI model with a set of images that you pulled together. Model tuning is very, very powerful, and it's where you gather anywhere from 5 to maybe 30 images or even more than that, and then hit train, and then that becomes an element of all those images sort of carrying a weight to influence the output. So this is a BMW Vision X, has been put in a blender, mashed up, and then pushed out onto the front end of this Mustang, can't really see that that's a BMW Vision X that did that, because you're looking for shape and form, and it's very much different than this one, for instance, or this one. So within just a couple of minutes, we've come up with 3 different options, and this is really easy to vary. This one's called Chinese Electrics. And you can even drop one here and use this as a style influence. See what that does.